Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of Final Cuts podcast. Today, we have a special guest, Hailey Rowe. She is a sales marketing strategist and host of the Health Coach Nation podcast, correct?
Yep, that's the
Okay,
one.
great. Well, welcome, Hailey. Appreciate you coming by here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, awesome. You know, I got to tell you, we usually have much older people my age, usually, and it's so nice to have someone with a fresh idea, younger, and, to get their opinion on what we're doing out there in the marketing world. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Definitely. So I started having an entrepreneurial desire at age 16, which is why I am young as a business owner. That was a long time ago, but I always knew I wanted to have my own business, and I started to get some coaching certifications at that time and be into personal development, and I started selling fitness DVDs at the time. And then I ended up getting my bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship and transitioning to working for startups in business development and marketing. And that was wild because I was just a fresh college grad, and they were giving me tasks and assignments and things that I did not feel qualified to do, but you just had to figure it out because they were short-staffed and they're a startup, and they're just like, here you go. Can you help us recruit 16 people? Can you write the manual for our, facility? Like, what?
Yeah.
So it was great experience, very stressful, but great experience. And I realized you're never going to feel fully ready to start your own business. I looked at these startups and I was like, they're just figuring it out. And I realized I wanted to start my own business, and I was ready. So, I wasn't ready, but I realized I'm never going to be ready. So in 2017, I started working with individual service providers and business owners on their marketing and getting the message out. And I also have a background in behavioral change and life coaching. And so I was helping a lot of them with their time management skills and things like that, to grow their business, to grow their visibility, to grow their marketing and sales process, that kind of thing. So I see a lot of people who have an amazing talent or craft or thing that they want to do with their mission and their business, but they don't have the marketing and sales skills to get it out there. And I think that's part of the job that we have to embrace. And so that's what I wanted to help them with. And I've been doing it ever since. And I host a podcast for coaches called Health Coach Nation. But I also do LinkedIn lead gen services and business consulting.
Wow. That's a lot. So tell us a little bit about the podcast that you do. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. So it is for coaches who want to learn how to market their business, how to sell with confidence, how to remove the time and mindset barriers holding them back. And I started it because originally when I worked at the startups, a lot of them were wellness startups. And so I knew a lot of wellness professionals, and they were coming to me asking certain questions about like content and marketing and stuff. So I started the podcast kind of out of, wow, this seems there, my audience tends to be wellness professionals. And so I wanted to gear it towards them, but I've kind of expanded throughout the years. And that's kind of how it started. And I wanted to talk to cool people, and a podcast is an excuse to be able to do that.
I found that the same thing. With our business, we've kind of been able to meet new customers as well through it, and we're looking at this down the road as really just a tool, an avenue that, businesses can actually go out and, market themselves through, educate customers, and tie the two together and get clients from it, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
So, cool. All right. So, what kind of customers are you looking for or work with?
Yeah. So for coaching and consulting, like when I do my business coaching, it's usually health, life, and mindset coaches and service providers who work with people online. So they don't usually have a tangible brick and mortar or product. I have worked with people like that, but most predominantly I work with what I just said. And usually they're women. And usually they are in their 50s or 40s or, in that phase of life where they want to
reinvent themselves.
Yes.
That's what we call it.
Yes. Reinvent. So I'm an old soul, and I work with people who are a lot older than me usually. And the LinkedIn lead gen side of things, that's more so service providers who want to outsource their lead gen. So it's amazing if you're a B2B service provider.
Yeah.
If you're a B2C, we can still do it, but we have to tailor how we're doing it. So you either need to use it for partnerships or for a certain type of professional you work with, things like that.
Got it. Well, that's cool. So what are you seeing out there in social media right now? I mean, we'd like to get your take on this because, like I said, most people that come on here are my age and they either have somebody doing it or they really don't know a lot about it. But like, what's hot right now, from what you're seeing?
Yeah. So I will say a lot of people misinterpret where they should be spending their time on social media. And a lot of people just think I'm going to post and I'm going to get people to see it and people are going to reach out to me and it's going to be amazing. And unless you're doing advertising, which I don't even recommend unless like you have proof of concept and you're ready to spend a lot of money to test and wait and be patient with that, that posts are not going to be really that amazing of a driver for you as far as getting clients and converting. You have to take it one step further. And where I see what's hot is just building relationships with people using social media, being social on social media. So acknowledging your followers. Thank you for following me. Thanks for being here. I have a free gift for my followers. It's my free blah, blah, blah guide. Would you like me to send it? Yeah. That is better use of your time than just posting and hoping that people see it.
Because and it's hard to do too. I mean, for an average person, it's really hard to do that, but it pays off, right?
It is. And that's why building systems around it, like what we do for clients, the LinkedIn lead gen, we're starting the relationships for them. And then when they get an engaged person, they take it from there. So we do that on a bigger volume for them so that, and we have it as a custom relationship type of building message, like that's a question that can lead into relationship building. So we don't send a salesy. This is the wrong thing to do as well. You don't want to just send people salesy, long, pitchy messages. You want to be...
I get those all the time. I get like 2 or 3 4 paragraphs. Who's going to read that?
You're just trying to cram it all in. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah. You want it to be permission based. So that's working. I also say just understanding the principles of marketing and then taking it to social media. So in other words, I don't obsess about the algorithms. I don't try to post 3 times a day. I'm not really worried about that. My business has not been affected despite my Instagram reach being lower than it used to be when I was hopping on Instagram. Where I spend all my time is in my messages and building relationships and networking and booking podcasts like this. Like we connected on LinkedIn, I think. Right. So that's way more what I would suggest.
Cool. So this podcast is about video production a lot, video marketing. So how does it play a role in your marketing?
Yeah. Well, video is a really amazing way to build trust quickly. And for me, I love talking more than I love writing. And so video is very convenient for me to get a message out there. Yeah. And what's hard and what we have to do as marketers is within that first 3 seconds, hook people, share what we're going to share. And where I see myself and some of my clients not doing that is we always come on and, hey guys, hey everyone, or let me get this set up first. Hold on. And that's not going to work in today's.
They want that. They want it right away.
Exactly. So I use video on Instagram Reels. I do live interviews for my podcast and then repurpose them into the podcast, which I really love doing. And I use it as the starting point for all my content. And then I use the video to come up with repurposed content. So either short clips or quotes from the video I could share as written posts, or I write down what I said so that I don't have to come up with from scratch what my post is going to be. So that's a way that I use video in my business.
Okay. And this is going to be throwing you for a loop. AI, how do you use it? We didn't have that.
Yeah. No, that's all good. I use ChatGPT for a lot of things, to help me just get clear with a better title. I'm really bad at titling things sometimes, or better hooks or headlines.
Yeah.
Helping me write if I need to write some kind of pitch. I have templates for that in my program, but sometimes I'll ask ChatGPT for a better idea or to make it shorter or improve things. So I think it's all about giving good prompts to ChatGPT, and I've been doing that, and that's kind of fun.
It's exactly it.
Yeah, I need to use more AI, honestly, in my business, maybe using it. I've heard about Descript for using.
We use that.
Yeah.
There's there's about 4 different ones that we use. One for podcasting, which is pretty amazing. Well, there's 2 for podcasting, pretty amazing. One is you actually just take your podcast, drop it in, and it writes the whole everything, and then it summarizes it. Then you bring it into ChatGPT, and it optimizes it for SEO. Only part about that with any type of AI is sometimes it gets really literal. And it also, if it can't find something exactly about what you're talking about, it'll go make something up and bring it in. And you got to read like every little thing on it, or it's like, what is that? Why did it? But there are some really cool things that you can save a ton of time on, which is kind of neat.
Nice. Yeah. I'm writing that down, actually. Sorry.
I'll send you the link to it, and I'll put it in the thing down here so everybody else gets it too. The other one that we're using on podcasts, for example, there's an Adobe, I think it's a plugin through my editors were telling me about it. We don't use mics anymore. Everything is everything we're doing like now, I'm not even using a mic. I'm using a computer mic, and it's unbelievable. It's kind of half AI and it's half like analysis of the waveform, but it makes it sound like a $500 mic. It's like when you hear this, when it comes out live, it'll sound just like a Shure SM57B. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So neat stuff that's, I still think a mic's kind of cool for live stuff because you can't get around, good sound for that, but neat stuff that's coming out now. So, moving into the future, what do you see the future of advertising be?
Ooh, that's a wonderful question. So I see the future of advertising being more real and being more about, I think that people are tired of like huge promises and hooky, like too hooky. You know what I mean? So I think the consumers are more analytical nowadays, do more research, think twice about things because maybe they've been burned before, or maybe they've seen these bold promises on Facebook ads and they're kind of getting tired of it. And so the perceived like likelihood of achievement that they're having right now with hiring somebody is kind of, they're not seeing it as possible as they did in the past, I think, as the markets become more saturated. So I think that the future is you're going to have to do more pre-nurturing. You're going to have to give more value up front. You're going to maybe have to have an intro offer or a trial option or a, service type of guarantee almost more often.
Yeah.
Just because consumers have gotten really jaded, like more picky and things like that. So
that's true. Yeah.
That's the thing I see.
Cool. So tell someone that's just starting out in this business, how should they do things? What should they do? They're just getting out of school and they want to get into your field, our field, really, in a way. We're both doing kind of the same thing. What do you do? How do you start?
Ooh, great question. Well, I have a blog about that, haileyrowe.com/where-to-start. But
nice.
I will say, you want to get clear on who you're speaking to and what's the key goal or problem that your ideal clients would pay to solve. So where I see a lot of people messing up right from the start is they pick an offer or a solution that's nice, but it's not a need. It's not something your people would actually put money behind.
Yeah.
So you need to find out what that is for people. And usually that happens from doing like a test group or having some test clients or doing some market research. So I would suggest before you build anything out fully, get some feedback to understand really where would people put their money to double check that what you're offering and your marketing and what you're going to help people with is wanted. The other thing I would say is you have to be willing to experience a lot of emotions and be patient. And so I see it as the number of offers you make minus your no's equal your results. And where people come into business, they think people are going to come to me and I'm just going to put up a really nice website and let people find me.
Yeah.
And they don't investigate and learn from the no's. They just are like, okay, bye. Okay, thank you.
You can't take it personal. I've been doing this for 50 years, and you just can't take it personal,
Yeah, you have to separate your personal worth from your business entity and your offer. Yeah. That's different. So I hear people say like, oh, charge what you're worth. You're worth, you don't even have a number. You are infinitely worthy. No, charge what your offer is worth. Look at your business as a separate thing, right? A system you're selling, a framework. So making offers means connecting with humans, seeing where you can be useful, offering to help up front, seeing how it goes, seeing if it makes sense to offer your paid solution.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people just thinking they can passively go about that process, or people will just come to them initially brand new. And that's not how it works. And if you get no's, ask why. Ask for honest feedback. Like, take it in, and it will make you so much better, stronger, and faster. It'll allow you to get yeses.
Yes. Well, you're wise beyond your age. I'm telling you, that was great advice. Great advice. Okay, great. So how can people find you, and what are some of the places they can reach out to you?
Yeah. Well, one of the best places is my free Facebook community for service providers and entrepreneurs, and that's facebook.com/group/the Marketing Hub group. It's called the Marketing Hub. I also have a free weekly planning system. If you're looking to get more focused on the income generating activities and you're finding yourself right now just doing the busy work or obsessing about your website or your logo, that's at haileyrowe.com/time planning. haileyrowe.com is my general website. And I have the Health Coach Nation podcast as well.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you coming on our show today. Anything else you'd like to add before I
I think it was a good time. I don't know if I have too much to add.
We caught a lot of stuff there. That was great. And I think people are going to learn a lot from this, which is fantastic. So, well, great having you on. And we look forward to having this out probably in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Great.
Let's face it, everybody loves to make podcasts and vodcasts, but nobody wants to edit them. Well, except for us. At Premier Podcast Productions, we professionally edit and distribute podcasts and vodcasts for companies around the world. Our process is simple and affordable, allowing you to stay focused on what you do best, developing great content and building your subscriber base. From recording and editing to final distribution and marketing, we can help every step of the way to make your podcast stand out and get the results it deserves. Contact us today at premierpodcastpros.com to take your podcast to the next level.